You said my name like it was nothing, like it slipped out of your hands. We were sitting in the half-light, neither trying to understand. There was music from the hallway, soft enough to disappear. And I swear I felt you drifting, even though you were right here. Your fingers traced the table slowly, like you were drawing where we'd been. But every line just kept on fading, like it didn't mean a thing. I kept waiting for the moment you would look me in the eyes, but you only watched the window like you liked your own goodbyes. And I don't know what you're thinking, but I feel it in between all the silence that you're keeping and the words you never mean. We're just soft, static hearts breaking through the quiet, trying not to fall apart, but we never really tried it. You're a voice in the dark, fading out behind me. We were something at the start, now you're only noise I can't see. You laughed like it was easy, like you didn't feel the shift, like we weren't slowly falling into something we can't fix. I remember how you held me, like the world was far away. Now your touch is just a memory that keeps slipping every day. We don't fight, we don't argue, we just let it disappear. And that's somehow even colder than the things I used to fear. You don't ask me how I'm feeling, I don't tell you what is true. We're just orbiting each other like we don't know what to do. And I hate how we're pretending like this isn't what it seems. Just two shadows slowly bending out of shape inside a dream. We're just soft, static hearts breaking through the quiet, trying not to fall apart, but we never really tried it. You're a voice in the dark, fading out behind me. We were something at the start, now you're only noise I can't see. Maybe we were never real, just a moment dressed as something that we wanted just to feel, but it faded into nothing. Maybe I just like the way you could look at me like that, like I wasn't slowly breaking, like I wasn't off track. And I tried to hold the silence like it wouldn't pull me under, but the quiet turned to distance, and the distance turned to thunder. Now I'm standing in the echo of the words we didn't say, and I wonder if you feel it, or if you just walked away. We're just soft, static hearts breaking through the quiet, trying not to fall apart, but we never really in the distance that I tried too hard to trust. You found me in a quiet corner where the light was turning blue. Said you liked the way I looked, like I wasn't trying to. There was something in your timing, like you knew just where to be. Not too close, but just enough to feel like gravity. We were talking without meaning, letting moments overlap. Every word just kept on floating, never needing to come back. And I didn't wanna question what was hanging in the air, so I stayed inside the feeling, like I always found you there. There's a softness in the silence when you look at me that way, like we're already a memory, even while we stay. In these velvet blue evenings, we don't say what we mean, but I feel every piece of you, somewhere in between. We're just barely holding to a moment that's true. In these velvet blue evenings, I keep falling into you. You don't ask me where I'm going, I don't ask you where you've been. We just meet inside the middle of a place we're drifting in. There's a rhythm in your breathing that I'm starting to repeat, like my heart is slowly learning how to move the way you speak. And I wonder if you notice how I linger when you go, like I'm tracing every second just to make it echo. But I keep it on the surface, let it shimmer, let it stay. If I look a little deeper, it might all just slip away. There's a tension in the quiet, like a wave that doesn't break. And I don't know if it's real or just a feeling we create. In these velvet blue evenings, we don't say what we mean, but I feel every piece of you, somewhere in between. We're just barely holding to a moment that's true. In these velvet blue evenings, I keep falling into you. If I said it out loud, would it change how you stay? Would the magic dissolve? Would you slowly pull away? 'Cause right now it's perfect in the fragile kind of way, like a scene in a movie that we're too scared to replay. And I know this could fade, like the light on your face, when the night turns to morning and we lose what we made. But I still wanna feel it, even if it won't last, even if we're just living in the moment that will pass. In these velvet blue evenings, we don't say what we mean, but I feel every piece of you, somewhere in between. We're just barely holding to a moment that's true. In these velvet blue evenings, I keep falling into. In these velvet blue evenings, I get lost in your light of you why. Somewhere in the quiet, I just let the moment lie. You used to answer in a second. Now it's hours, maybe days. And I tell myself you're busy, like it's just a passing phase. But the silence feels different, like it's trying to say more. Every message left open is a question I ignore. I remember how you call me, just to hear me breathe at night. Now your voice is like a stranger that I'm reaching for in spite. And I keep checking my phone screen, like it owes me something back, but it only shows the distance that we're trying not to track. There's a space between the words now that I never used to feel, and I don't know if it's fading or it was never real. The echoes don't reply, no matter how I try. I keep calling out your name, but it never sounds the same. We're just passing by, like we're out of time. Every word I send to you turns to something undefined. You don't say that something's wrong, but you don't say that it's right. And I'm stuck inside the middle of your silence every night. There's a coldness in your laughter that I didn't hear before, like you're slowly closing windows. I was standing at the door, and I try to keep it casual, like I'm not already gone. But the weight of every maybe feels too heavy to hold on. We're not breaking, we're not fixing, we're just letting it decay, like a song that keeps on playing, but the melody won't stay. There's a tension in the quiet, like a thread about to tear, and I'm holding on to something that is barely even there. Echoes don't reply, no matter how I try. I keep calling out your name, but it never sounds the same. We're just passing by, like we're out of time. Every word I send to you turns to something undefined. Maybe I'm the only one still listening for your voice, while you've already decided without ever making noise. Maybe I just held too tightly to a version of you then that doesn't even exist now and won't come back again. And I try to read between all the lines you never wrote, but the meaning kept on shifting every time I held it close. Now I'm talking to the silence like it knows what I should do, but the silence never answers, just reminds me there's no you. Echoes don't reply, no matter how I try. I keep calling out your name, but it never sounds the same. We're just passing by, like we're out of time. Every word I send to you turns to something undefined. Echoes don't reply, even when I cry. Every piece of what we were is just fading into blur. We're just losing light in the in-between. You were everything I heard, now you're something I can't reach. I still see your name sometimes, and I hesitate to move, like a ghost inside my memory that I don't know how to lose. You still call me in the morning, like nothing's out of place. Say my name the way you used to, but won't look me in the face. There's a rhythm to your distance, like you've practiced how to stay. Just enough to keep me holding, but not enough to make me stay. We still laugh at all the same things, still pretend it feels the same. But there's something underneath it that we're too afraid to name. And I see it in the pauses, every time you almost speak, like the truth is right between us, but we're choosing to be weak. We keep dancing around the silence like it won't pull us down, but the floor is slowly breaking every time we spin around. We don't talk about it, we just let it breathe. Like if we don't say the words, it won't ever leave. We don't talk about it, we just play it cool, but the quiet's getting louder, and it's breaking all the rules. You still reach for me at midnight, like I'm something you can keep, but your touch is hesitation, like a promise you can't keep. There's a distance in your heartbeat that I feel against my skin, like you're already somewhere I was never meant to fit in. And I try to match your rhythm, keep my questions out of sight. If I never push the moment, maybe we'll survive the night. But survival isn't living, and I feel it in my chest. We're just holding on to nothing, trying to call it something left. There's a fracture in the feeling that we're trying not to see, but it's echoing between us and every memory. We don't talk about it, we just let it breathe. Like if we don't say the words, it won't ever leave. We don't talk about it, we just play it cool, but the quiet's getting louder, and it's breaking all the rules. It's breaking all the rules. If I said it out loud, would you finally let go? Or would you hold me tighter just to keep me close? Cause I know that you feel it, I can see it in your eyes. Every almost confession, every almost goodbye, and we're stuck in a moment that refuses to end. Neither lovers nor strangers, neither broken nor friends. And I hate how we're choosing to just let this decay, when a single honest sentence could just wash it away. We don't talk about it, we just let it breathe. Like if we don't say the words, you won't ever leave. We don't talk about it, we just play it cool, but the quiet's getting louder, and it's breaking all the rules. We don't talk about it, but it's all I hear. Every silence screaming that the end is near. We don't talk about it, still we let it stay, like a void in all the truth will somehow make it stay. You still call me in the morning, like nothing's out of place, but I see it in the silence. We can't hide it anymore. I held it in for way too long now. Every word I didn't say built a wall between the moments were trying to replay. You kept telling me it's nothing, like I wouldn't feel the shift. But the silence turned to pressure, and it finally had to split. I was patient, I was careful, tried to meet you where you are, but you kept on moving backwards while I kept pushing too far. Now the distance isn't subtle, it's a weight I can't ignore, and I'm standing in the middle of what we were before. I don't wanna be the one who finally breaks the line, but if I don't say it now, we'll disappear in time. So crash into me quietly, say it even if it hurts. I don't need it to be pretty, I just need to know the words. Let it fall, don't hold it in. We've been dancing around the truth. If we're already breaking, why pretend we're bulletproof? You look at me like I'm a stranger that you almost recognize, like I'm someone you remember from a different set of eyes. And I hate the way I notice every little thing has changed, how your touch is hesitation, how your love feels rearranged. We were never good at ending, so we stretched it out instead, turned a spark into a shadow, turned alive into half dead. And I'm tired of pretending that we're something we're not, holding on to empty echoes of a feeling we forgot. If we're falling anyway, then let it hit the ground. I'd rather hear the breaking than another hollow sound. So crash into me quietly, say it even if it hurts. I don't need it to be perfect, I just need the honest words. Let it fall, don't hold it in. We've been hiding from the truth. If we're already shattered, why pretend we're bulletproof? I remember when you said you never let me drift away, but now you're the one creating every inch of space between. And I tried to close the distance, but it only made it worse. Like the harder that I reached you, the more you just reverse. Now I'm standing at the edge of the version we once knew, and I don't know if I'm holding on or just losing you. And I wish that you would fight me, or at least just disagree, 'cause your silence feels like leaving, and it's killing me softly. So crash into me quietly, let the truth come pouring out. Even if it breaks the picture, even if it fills with doubt, let it fall, don't hold it in. We've been running from the truth. If we're already breaking, why pretend we're bulletproof? Crash into me violently, I don't care what it will do. I'd rather feel the ending than keep fading here with you. Let it burn, let it end, let the silence finally move. If we're already broken, there's nothing left to lose. I held it in for way too long now, but I finally let it go. And in the quiet after breaking, I can feel what I should know. There's a quiet I remember after everything collapsed. Not the kind that felt like breaking, but the kind that finally lasts. No more waiting on your footsteps, no more staring at the screen. Just the echo of a feeling that is softer than it it seems. I don't reach for you in reflex. I don't check if you're still there. There's a distance I've accepted, floating gently in the air. And it's strange how something heavy turns to something almost light when you stop trying to carry what was never yours to fight. I thought silence would destroy me, but it taught me how to breathe. In the space you left behind, there was more than just a we. After the sound fades, I can hear myself again. Every piece that we erased starts returning in the end. In the calm you left behind, I don't feel you like before. After the sound fades, I don't need you anymore. I still pass the places we were, but they don't pull me inside. They're just corners of a memory that I no longer have to hide. There was beauty in the breaking, even if it took its toll, 'cause it left a kind of clarity I was missing in my soul. And I don't rewrite the story, I don't try to make it right. Some things only make their meaning when you see them in hindsight. You were never meant to stay here, and I think I always knew I was holding on to something that was never fully true. Now the weight is finally lifted from the words we never said, and I'm learning how to live without replaying what we had. After the sound fades, I can hear myself again. Every piece that we erased starts returning in the end. In the calm you left behind, I don't feel you like before. After the sound fades, I don't need you anymore. There's a version of me still standing somewhere in the past, holding on to every second, trying to make it last. But I'm not that person now, I don't live inside that space. I've let go of every question that I couldn't make you face. And I used to think that closure had to come from something said, but it came from understanding there was nothing left instead. So I leave it where it ended, I don't pull it back to me, 'cause some endings are the only way we ever get to be free. After the sound fades, I can hear myself again. Every piece that we erased starts returning in the end. In the calm you left behind, I don't feel you like before. After the sound fades, I don't need you anymore. After the sound fades, there's a stillness I can trust. Not every love that disappears was ever meant for us. In the silence I remain, not the same as I was before. After the sound fades, I don't need you anymore. There's a quiet I remember, and this time it feels like mine. Not an ending I'm afraid of, just a different kind of time. I saw your shadow in a window, I didn't turn around. There was nothing left to chase now, nothing left to figure out. And it didn't feel like breaking, didn't feel like something new. Just a quiet understanding that I'm no longer with you. There was time I would have followed every step you ever made. Now I let the moment pass me like a memory that fades. And I don't need to rewrite every word we left behind. Some things only make their meaning when you leave them out of time. There's a softness in the ending that I never used to see, like a gentle kind of closure that just happens naturally. We'll be finding different lights, different nights, different skies. You don't have to be mine for me to wish you alright. We were real in our time, even if it slipped away. We'll be fine in different lights, in a different kind of way. I don't hear your name the same now, doesn't echo like before. It's just something in the distance that I don't reach for anymore. And I hope you find a rhythm that can hold you when it's late. Something steady, something certain, something I can never be. We were never meant forever, but we gave it everything. And there's something kind of beautiful in the short-lived kind of thing. I don't carry all the questions, I don't need to understand. Every ending has a reason, even if it wasn't planned. There's a calm inside the silence where your voice used to remain. And I finally stopped confusing, letting go with losing pain. We'll be finding different lights, different nights, different skies. You don't have to be mine for me to wish you alright. We were real in that time, even if it slipped away. We'll be fine in different lights, in a different kind of way. That isn't mine, I won't turn it into something, I'll just let it pass in time. Cause we already lived our story, every page we had to write. And I wouldn't change a moment, even knowing how it ends. There was love inside the silence, there was truth inside the doubt. Even when we couldn't hold it, even when it all ran out. And I think that's what it means to really feel something real, not to keep it forever, but to know it was there. We'll be finding different lights, different nights, different skies. You don't have to be mine for me to wish you alright. We were real in our time, even if it slipped away. We'll be fine in different lights, in a different kind of way. We'll be fine in different lights, I won't try to hold you here. Every ending brings a clarity I can finally hear. We were more than just a moment, even if it couldn't stay. We'll be fine in different lights, in a softer kind of way. I saw your shadow in a window, and I let it disappear. Not because it didn't matter, but because it's finally clear.